Hey everybody, my name is OldSkuleNerd, and this is my reaction to Sabaton, The Last Stand. Hey everybody, check me out on OldSkuleNerd.com. It's got all the social media posts, the Patreon link for those who don't support the channel. I appreciate every single one of you. There's a Discord link below. Please check it out. We got all kinds of stupid stuff going on because it's kind of a nerd-free zone. Speaking of nerd-free zones, Tommy and the boys are on tour right now in Europe. Please check them out if they're coming to a city near you. And they're coming to the United States in the fall, October 1st, Houston, Texas. I will be there. Any of you fellow Texans, if you want to come out, cheer on these guys. It'll be a good time. All right, here we go. The Last Stand. Now, this one was requested specifically by one of my Patreon members, but the reason why we're doing this today is because something that happened last night. And I just want to share with you real quick what happened, and then we're going to get into this. I was live streaming last night, and we wrapped up our Flags for the Fallen Memorial Day fundraiser. We're raising funds to purchase the little American flags to put on the gravestones of the fallen veterans for Memorial Day. And we were doing all that, and it was great. And because we got to 1,000 flags, we were kind of doing a celebratory stream last night. We were playing Warzone. And we started, when I wasn't doing that fundraiser, I was doing a fundraiser to raise money for hurricane victims from last year. And since we finished up that Memorial Day event, I shifted all of my monetization back to my child's medical bills. A lot of you don't know that the reason why I started my YouTube channel was to help pay for bills that my daughter has accrued for seeing specialists due to a medical emergency that occurred to her in 2020. Her medical emergency left her with a memory ablation where she lost the last 6 years of all of her memories, including me. She had to learn who I was, and she's recovered amazingly, but all the specialists and tests and everything else, it's pretty expensive. So all of my monetization, donations, bits, subscriptions, all that stuff goes to her medical bills. So that's the whole reason why I'm here, technically. That and to have fun with all of you. Well, last night we were doing all this, and during the live stream, a gentleman, and I'll just call him Mr. Warren, donated a very large donation to my daughter's medical bills, and I started crying on live stream. Chelsea was in the room. She was moderating my live stream. She came out, tears were down her face, and she goes, "Oh my God, you're not going to believe what just happened." And I was busy playing the game, and I missed it, and I looked up, and I was in shock for like 10 minutes. I couldn't move. So through him blessing us, I said, dude, at least tell me a video that I could react for you. It's the least I could do. And he's like, I came to your channel because I love your Sabaton reactions. So as long as you keep doing Sabaton reactions, that's all I need. And I'm like, The Last Stand's coming out tomorrow. So Mr. Warren, this one is dedicated to you. And of course, to the Patreon member who originally requested this. This is The Last Stand. It's about the Swiss Guard of the Vatican. And I'm going to give you a little bit more information about that coming up soon. But let's get into this. Hopefully you guys are ready. Let me just read this real quick, just so we can get through it, because I don't want to interrupt it later. This is the story of 189 brave soldiers of the Swiss Guard during the sacking of Rome in 1527. Since Charles V, ruler of the Holy Roman Empire, couldn't pay his troops, they mutinied and forced their commander to lead them towards Rome, where the plunder was plentiful. When the invading force entered the Vatican, Pope Clement VII escaped to the Castle de Sant'Angelo, which, if you watch Angels and Demons, the Tom Hanks movie, Castle de Sant'Angelo is that fortress in the middle of the Vatican area, via the Pastillo di Borgo, which is the tunnel that goes from the St. Peter's Basilica to that castle. The few remaining guardsmen gave their lives on the steps of the St. Peter's Basilica. Wow. Okay, so this is Sabaton. It appears to be the official video, but it appears to be a live concert, so that's going to be cool too. I'm going to get my beard out of the way so we can enjoy this together. Thank you so much for coming in. Let's get into it. Oops, I gotta back it up. Sabaton! Here we go. Luckily, they're better at playing the song than I am starting the video, so that's good. That one person in the crowd up on somebody's shoulders with the unicorn horn and the ears doing this, yeah, that's going to be the whole video. You can tell now. I mean, right there. Epic shot. Unicorn horn. Devil's horns. Go. It's really good. They're going to get into this bridge, and it's probably going to be a guitar solo because it's Sabaton, and that's what they do. I just want to share a little information that wasn't in the description below that I think is pretty important. I actually saw the Swiss Guard when I visited the Vatican when I was 15. We went to Rome. We saw them with the colorful yellow and red with the conquistador-looking helmets and the pikes and and it looks very ceremonial, similar to the Scots Guards for the Queen, right? For Queen Elizabeth II, for the British royalty. Very similar in that look. However, please understand the Scots Guards from the UK are not just ceremonial. They rotate. At times they do royal ceremonial, and then they do field work, like they go to war zones. So they're not just ceremonial. Same thing with the Swiss Guard, but a little bit different. The best way to explain the Swiss Guard is half Scots Guardsmen from the UK, where they are ceremonial, half Secret Service, where it's like not the United States Secret Service they're part of the Department of Treasury in the United States, so they actually do counterfeiting of U.S. currency and protection of vital people like Speaker of the House, senators, members of the executive branch, cabinet level, of course, the president, vice president, that kind of stuff. But for the Swiss Guard, it is solely for the Pope. Let me explain the requirements, just so you guys understand. The guards who are independent of the Swiss armed forces are employed by the Roman Catholic Church under the leadership of the Pope. to whom they swear fealty in a ceremony at Belvedere Court. As is common with any elite military corps, competition is intense for inclusion into the Swiss Guards. Okay? New recruits must be unmarried, Roman Catholic males with Swiss citizenship between the ages of 19 and 30 years old. And they have to be at least 5 foot 8 inches or 1.74 meters tall. They must have a professional diploma or high school degree and must complete basic training in the Swiss military. That's just the requirements to apply and get in. Okay? Now, a lot of you are saying, well, they're not like the Secret Service. I mean, there's the Vatican police and da-da-da-da. Yes, there are the Vatican police. And yes, there are. But the Vatican police uphold the laws and regulations of the Vatican. They are not in charge of papal protection. That still resides within the Swiss Guard. Here's an example. One of the most famous examples of the fealty of the Swiss Guard is, of course, in this song, The Last Stand, on the steps of the Basilica in the invading army when they sacked Rome. But there is a more modern one. Back in 1981, Swiss Guards helped protect Pope John Paul II during an assassination attempt in St. Peter's Square. In fact, a plainclothes guardsman, okay? So just like they stand out their ceremonial with the pike and the helmet and the colorful garb, they also have, similar to Secret Service, they're undercover. And if you see the Pope, whenever he's traveling, he has the Pope mobile, but he also has, you'll see them, guys in suits with the earpieces, the whole 9 yards, and they never leave his side. Those are Swiss Guard. Okay? In fact, a plainclothes guardsman who rushed to the Pope's aid became a hero. He was named Commandant of the Swiss Guards in 1998. Unfortunately, there is a tragic part to that story. Yeah, he was declared a hero. He did become the Commandant of the Swiss Guard in 1998. However, within hours of his promotion, he and his wife were shot and killed by a disgruntled lower-ranking guardsman who then committed suicide. These were the first murders known to have taken place in the Vatican City since the mid-19th century. It's tragic, but this story is intense, and it's a story of heroism. It's a story of history. That's what Sabaton does best. But I think it was just important to kind of explain some of the other history and some of the things that still go on with the Swiss Guard. Yes, they were slain and wiped out in the Last Stand, but they continue on. And the Swiss Guard now, still to this day, protects the Pope. And it is to the death. So it's very interesting. Let's finish this out. We're now to the bridge, possibly a Chris or Tommy guitar solo, maybe? Fingers crossed. Let's go. So it's kind of a dual walk-up. It kind of scared me a little bit. All of a sudden, I'm watching this new merch. I'm like, why? And all of a sudden, and then this came up, and I was like, oh, it's the end of the song. It's like, that's a weird place to put a merch pop up, but no, it works. This chorus is one of the most catchy choruses Sabaton has. It's one of the most iconic too, kind of like Ghost Division, the the callback of the crowd yelling "Ghost Division" when Joachim is up there singing the chorus. The Last Stand is also that roll, that hook in that chorus is synonymous with Sabaton too, so that's kind of cool. Let me back it up before the merch drop, and let's just finish it out. This way, it's coming, so don't let the merch pop up scare you this time. And when I say you, I mean me. I was the one who jumped. So again. That's awesome. Hey, check out Sabaton history as well. If you want to know the stories behind all of these videos, most of their videos, they do a historical rundown of the events around it, and they give you some context, which is really awesome. Of course, Sabaton, they're on tour right now. Please check them out. This is a link to the video for Bismarck, which I've done a reaction to, and I know it's not the hood. Stop pointing it out. I know. It's been a year and a half. I know it's not the hood. Give me a break. Speaking of giving them a break, follow these guys. They're on tour. If you don't have your tickets yet, you have no excuse. Go get tickets. And to Tommy and the boys, I'll see you in October. Get out of here, guys. Go! Get out of here. There's stuff to do. Go do it. It's a big day.